paper crafters, this is Colette. Today I'd love to show you how to make a flag fold card. They're beautiful cards, very easy to make, and they look absolutely gorgeous. And the bonus is they have a wonderful surprise inside. Now today for my flag fold card, I've decorated the front with the absolutely stunning Sage and Grace collection from Kaisercraft. Very shabby chic, very soft, very feminine. I absolutely love it. Now inside this card, this flag fold card, when you open it up, it has these beautiful little flags that kind of pop out. Isn't that pretty? So I've got 3 flags in this card. Of course you can have more. And of course you can decorate the front as detailed or as simply as you like. Just to show you, here's a couple that I've done from last month's collections. This is using the ever popular Indigo Skies collection, and in this one here I actually used 5 flags. And also last month Kaisercraft brought out high tea, and I made this one with high tea. I did a very simple tea bag fold flower. And again, in this one, I actually used the 5 flags as well. So today, I'm going to show you how to make the 3 flag version. So let's get started. So we're going to make the outside of the card first. And to do that, I need a sheet of Kaisercraft's white premium cardstock. And I need to get my paper trimmer and I need to cut that. Now you might have spotted I have a new toy. This is the latest or the newest release Kaisercraft paper trimmer, which scores and cuts beautifully. It's a real beauty. I'm going to be doing a video later that will tell you about all the wonderful features on this particular trimmer. But for now, what I need to do is I need to cut my cardstock so it is 6 inches. So I'm just going to the 6-inch mark. And I need to cut that also by 8 inches. So 6 inches by 8 inches. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to score. And to score, I'm going to change over my blade. So I just pop this little container up and I pop out the actual cutting blade. And you can see I can't even cut myself. It's fantastic. No more paper cuts. Yay! And I'm going to go for my scoring tool, and I'm just simply going to drop that in, click that in, and now I'm ready to actually score. So on the 8-inch side, I need to score this at 4 inches. I'm pressing fairly hard, a couple of score lines, and you can see I have, oh, maybe it's a bit hard to see, but I have a nice score line there. So I'm going to fold that towards the bead as always, and I'm going to use my paper creaser to have a nice 4x6 card. Now people often say, why do I always do 4x6 cards? It's simply a question of maths. 4x6, I know and very easily can work out what half of 4 is, what half of 2 is, etc. The standard card size is, you know, when you get into the 5 and 7/16 of an inch, etc. I find them really complex. I could write a list and do that, but I just find it easier to go with these ones here rather than trying to half 5 and 17/16, or, well, you wouldn't get 17/16, but anyhow, you get my gist. So here I've got a nice 4x6 card. That's the front of our flag fold card, and I'm going to pop that to one side. Alright, so moving on, the next thing I want to do is I need to choose some pattern paper, because we're going to make the inside, so the inside section here. So for that one, I've chosen some beautiful papers from the Sage and Grace collection, and you will need to choose one of the 12-inch papers, and I've chosen to use the Shabby Chic paper, and I'm using the reverse. And what I want to do, I don't want this in it because it's a bit too busy. It's beautiful, but I will definitely put that on another card. But I like this one because it's quite subtle, so I want to use the top half. So therefore I'm going to pop that into my paper trimmer, and I need to cut this so that it's going to be 6 inches So just need to change over from my scoring blade to my straight blade. So cutting this at 6 inches, and I need to cut that at 10 inches, making sure I keep this beautiful flower here. So that's going along to the 10-inch mark, and I'm going to cut that. So I now have my inside piece of paper, which is 10 inches by 6 inches. I now need to score that. So let's change over to the little score blade, pop it in. How easy is it? It's so easy. And I don't get to cut myself, yay! Okay, moving on. So I'm going to pop this in, and I need to score this now at the following: 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, and finally 8 inches. Okay, so that's all scored. I can pop my beautiful trimmer away now. Get to play with you later, don't worry. And now we are actually going to start to fold. Now each of these ones at the end, so it doesn't matter which end you start with, they're going to be valley folds. So you're going to fold that first one into a valley fold. So remember, when you're folding, don't fold from the score line, gently do that, make sure your edges are nice and straight, and then you can actually do that. The next fold is going to be a mountain fold. So it's basically a concertina that we're doing. So backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And finally, the last mountain. And the last one is a valley fold. Okay, I did this card first, it must have been about 8-9 years ago, and it was only because I was going through thousands of cards trying to organize them that I came across it. So it's a good thing to go through your old cards, because you know, you'll forget techniques and beautiful foundations like this. So this is our inside. So what we should have is the front and the end ones are valley folds, V's for valley, and we should have 3 mountains. That's exactly what we want. So all we now need to do is to take our card front, our 4x6 card front, and we're going to put some adhesive on this front section here of the card. So I'm just using the Kaisercraft paper trimmer, I'm just using the Kaisercraft tape runner. Now I want to make sure I get this flower on the left hand side, because I think it would look pretty there for no other reason. And then what I want to do is to stick this down on my card, just feeling it and making sure it sits there nicely, so that's good. And then just using your bone folder to really attach that nicely. So I'm going to do the same now on the other end piece. And then I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to just make sure that they're all lining up nicely. Okay. Perfect. And then using the bone folder just to make sure that really attaches itself. So what we now have is the front of our card, and when we open it up we have, oh, I've got a bit of glue there, get rid of any excess glue. Let's try that again, shall we? Yep, something is sticking. You know, you can sometimes pick up a little bit of glue from the mats, etc. So that's better, the glue's gone now. So for the flags that go inside the card, I've cut for this one 3 2-inch squares of the white premium cardstock, and I've gone to the beautiful paper pad from Sage and Grace. It is such a shabby chic collection. It's just so pretty. And this was the paper that I used. It's foil, it's delicious, absolutely delicious, as is this whole collection. The detail in it, just sublime. So I've chosen that paper, and I've gone ahead and I have cut 3 1 7/8 of an inch squares, and I've stuck those to my white squares. Then what I decided to do is to decorate them, and I noticed in the back we had these little circles which I've taken out, just popped them out, and I've attached those circles into the center of my squares. And I just wanted to show you here, when you pop them out, can you see that you've got these little nobules on them? Yeah. Now you can get away with those by sanding them, cutting them with your scissors. The way that I do it, I lick my finger, maybe a little bit unhygienic, and I just rub that and they go away, and there's no chance of me cutting into the circle inaccurately. It's really quick and it works a treat every time. So once I've taken away those nobules, I can actually stick those down in the center of my flag. So I have my 3 flags, and to simply attach these, what you're going to do is on the left back side of each flag, put some adhesive, and on the very first one you're going to put it right at the top, so it's flush with the top, and that's on the very first mountain. The last one goes next, and again this time it's on the back right hand side of the flag, and this time we're going to slip that on the last mountain on the inside, again flush with the bottom. Okay, so that's 2 down. And for the third one, exactly the same, on the right hand side, apply some adhesive. And this one you're going to sit in the middle mountain, and it sits between the other 2 flags. Okay, so you can see now my flags are nicely positioned, first one, second one, third one, on each of those mountains. And it's now ready for me to go ahead and decorate the front. How easy is that? Such a quick little card foundation, and definitely one that's going to have a nice surprise inside for someone special. So let's have a look at what I've done to decorate the front of my card. So again, all my papers have come from the beautiful paper pad, and you can see up here I just put a little lace down the edge, a little bit of lace, and then I distressed the edges of some of the beautiful paper from the paper pad, and I did a little pink border down this side, created some flags and stuck all those down, added a lovely little bit of cheesecloth because it is very shabby chic. It softens it up and makes it look lovely. These were from the wooden flourishes, and there's a lovely selection here. This was called Garden, again from Kaisercraft. This has been released this month, and it works so beautifully with the Sage and Grace collection. So that little lamp post looks gorgeous. And the happy birthday, you'll see the happy birthday, see how it's not flat? That's a really nice look, and it's quite solid doing it that way. All I do is I put a little bit of wet glue just on the edges, and I hold it down, giving it a little bit of leeway so it raises up in the middle, and then when that's dry it just stays like that, so it adds a little bit more dimension. Now this gorgeous origami butterfly, I've made a separate video, so if you want to make these you can go ahead and do that, and you'll find that on my YouTube channel or on the Kaisercraft blog underneath this particular one. And that's really it. So that's how I've decorated it. Oh, I've got a little collectible here, and collectibles are always just fantastic, and these collectibles from the Sage and Grace collection, again that's that beautiful soft green and pink palette, will just look beautiful with any shabby chic papers, but especially of course with these ones. So that's how I've done my card, and as I said, you can do anything that you want to on the front of yours. Just to recap again, that's the simple one from High Tea collection, which was released last month, simple tea bag fold. and an even simpler front to cut this lovely butterfly from one of the papers from Indigo Skies, which was just full of these gorgeous butterflies, and this was a real simple little one. And again, this one has got the 5 flags. Very simple, very effective. So that's my flag fold card. I hope you love it. I hope you have a go, and leave me a comment to tell me how you go with this one, and check out my butterfly, my origami butterfly, to make these gorgeous little ones which take the smallest amount of paper. So thank you so much for checking in with me today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link that you'll see on this video just down below, and check out my blog. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.